Hello again, everyone. We're going on another field trip. And the reason I do these field trips is for educational purposes, so we can learn about what happened in the past and what's happening now. So this street I'm walking down, this was one of the big developers in Niagara way back. Well, not way back, but 10 years ago they started building here. Yeah, I just saw someone that just recognized me from Twitter anyway back there. So anyway, yeah, this builder was one of the biggest builders in my city. And of course, they built lots of homes here. And things have changed, right, over the years. They started building about 10 years ago. And this street here that I'm walking down, I won't say the name of it. I'm not here to call anyone out. I'm just here to call out what's happened. This is the epicenter or ground zero for the investor speculative bubble here. This is what the investors were buying. This would be like the equivalent of the shoebox condos in Toronto. Well, these are the shoebox houses, I guess you could call them. Now, back when they were developing these homes, they started with obviously phase one, and they built phase one, and they got 30-foot homes was the smallest lot. At that time, I think it was 40 foot was the minimum, but of course the developer had a special deal with the city, and they're building so many homes, so they said, hey, we want to do 30-foot homes on some of these lots. And so they said, okay, fine. So then they came to this phase right here. This phase was started in 2016, completed in 2017, and they have 27-foot lots here. Now, they actually added a new density zone in, and I'll put it on the screen here. It was called the R1F, where you could put 33-foot frontage for detached. So here you can see some of the homes and like the distances between them. Like there's no distance, there's no parking. But anyway, they allowed 33-foot frontage on detached homes in this new density zoning that they allowed in 2016 when these were being developed. And there was big negotiations, I guess, from what I heard, going on between this developer, builder, and the city. They wanted more density, and the city said, no, you can't have that many. But they came to an agreement. So anyway, they did 27-foot lots here, which is like absurd for detached homes, because even a trailer, a mobile home in Niagara, you need a 33-foot lot. But here we have detached with 27-foot lots. And like most of the street, there are some wider lots that are 35 feet, but most of the street is the 27-foot lots, which is like absurd. So of course there's no parking. You can't park in between the homes, right? So you see these spots here on the grass. Like you can't fit a car in between. Like I just drove a little cart today. I couldn't even fit it. I couldn't park. I had to park like off of the street, which is crazy. So how did we get to this point? So in 2014, when these builders first started developing these lots, people were buying them to live in, a lot of them. But by this time, the builder realized it doesn't matter what size we build or what size the lots are. It's just investors buying them. So the reports I heard from certain sources for this phase of the neighborhood, this is phase 4, was 90% of the homes in this neighborhood, in the subdivision, were sold to investors and speculators, which is crazy, right? On this street alone, 75% of the homes since 2017 when they were completed were either leased out or resold. So 75% have already been flipped or leased in some way. Now, again, why am I telling you this? Because this is the reason. This isn't a new thing. This density that they're pushing, this density has been happening for a while now because they're building these homes for investors. They're not building them for end users. They couldn't care less. If end users were going to buy these homes, they wouldn't buy them. They would buy the bigger lots, and they would demand bigger lots. But because the investors didn't care, and they literally lined up at the sales office, there was lineups at these sales offices here when they were building them. They didn't care, and this is what you get. You get a bunch of density, 27-foot lots with no parking. Now, which brings me to the end of my story, or the end of my talk here, and it is, okay, so how do we get past this? Well, if they build a bunch of new homes right now, they're just going to do the same thing, and speculators and investors are going to line up and buy them. You need to have a crash. That's what we need. We need a crash so that the sentiment changes in the investors and speculators, and they're not lining up for this easy money. Because right now, we're not even at that point. Sure, prices have dropped, and there's been some pain out there, but it's still, prices are high. Like, why wouldn't they just buy another rental or another investment and drive up prices? Because they've been rewarded every time it's happened. So what I say is, yeah, the only way to fix this housing issue is with a crash, not with building more homes and on 27-foot lots or whatever they've been doing. Anyway, that's it for this video, and yeah, I'm going to keep making these, so enjoy. Thanks for watching.